Did you know that over 200,000 water buffalo are raised in the U.S.? Producing millions of gallons of milk annually for a cheese market worth nearly $500 million. What does it take to transform this rich, creamy milk into the mozzarella or burrata on your plate? This farming documentary dives deep into the world of buffalo cheese production, from sprawling pastures to the high-tech hum of a processing factory. Ever wondered what it's like to farm animals as majestic and strong-willed as water buffalo? The farming documentary introduces viewers to the heart of American buffalo country, where herds roam vast plains. These aren't cows. Buffalo require unique care, and their milk, with 8% fat compared to cow milk's 3.5%, is a prized ingredient for premium cheese. Meet the Thompson family. Third-generation farmers in Nebraska who share their daily grind, herding at dawn, feeding with precision, and milking with expertise. Why choose buffalo farming? It's a question the film answers through the farmer's lens. They're tough but rewarding, says Sarah Thompson. Their milk makes cheese that's unmatched. The documentary highlights the challenges buffalo can be stubborn and the rewards, like sustainable grazing that preserves the land. This resonates with viewers who value hard work and environmental stewardship, sparking curiosity about the people behind the product. How does raw milk become a creamy wheel of cheese? The farming documentary takes you inside a state-of-the-art processing factory where millions of gallons of buffalo milk are processed each year. The scale is staggering. Think gleaming vats and automated lines churning out thousands of pounds of cheese daily. Yet, there's artistry here, rooted in techniques centuries old. film breaks it down. Milk is pasteurized, cultured, and turned into curds. These are cut, shaped, and sometimes aged for months. Close-ups of mozzarella being stretched or burrata pouches being filled captivate food lovers. While clear explanations demystify the science of enzymes, bacteria, and precise timing. The Processing Factory also showcases innovation, like energy-efficient systems and waste recycling, appealing to eco-conscious viewers. It's a balance of tradition and technology that invites audiences to marvel at the craft. Where does buffalo cheese go after the processing factory? The documentary follows it to farmers markets, restaurants, and grocery stores across the U.S. Chefs in cities like Austin and Portland praise its versatility, crafting dishes like caprese salads or pizzas topped with silky mozzarella. Shoppers agree. It's richer, creamier, says a customer in Denver. It elevates every meal. Seven, what's next for this growing industry? The film explores sustainability, rotational grazing to protect soil, biogas systems turning waste into energy, and the rising demand for buffalo cheese, projected to grow 15% annually. These insights tap into American interests in sustainable food and innovation. The documentary closes with a family savoring a cheese-filled meal, a voiceover asking, "What's the story behind your food?" It's a call to connect with the land, labor, and love in every bite.
Hello, fellow agriculture enthusiasts. Did you know that one processing factory in Greeley, Colorado, once handled 350,000 lambs a year, about 20% of America's lamb supply? Ever wondered what happens when a giant like Mountain States, Rosen, MSR shuts down? How does it ripple through our ranches and dinner plates? Let's dive into this wild tale and explore its impact together. Mountain States Rosen wasn't just any processing factory. It was a cornerstone of the U.S. sheep industry. Founded as part of the Mountain States Lamb Cooperative in 2015, when 145 ranching families across 11 states bought it from JBS, it processed lambs for producers stretching from Colorado's rugged plains to Utah's high deserts. Historically, sheep were king in America, with 56 million head in 1942, according to USDA records. But by 2020, that number dwindled to just 5 million, a 90% drop due to shifts towards synthetic fibers and cheaper meats like beef and poultry. MSR stood as a bulwark against this decline until it didn't. What do you think shifted our tastes so drastically since World War II? The downfall came fast. In 2020, COVID-19 got punched the food service sector, which gobbled up half of U.S. lamb. Demand crashed, and MSR, already teetering financially, filed for bankruptcy. Enter JBS, the Brazilian meatpacking titan that had sold the plant years earlier. They swooped in, buying it back for beef production, not lamb. Economic stakes were high. The plant's closure threatened $350 million in losses for an industry already battered by imports from Australia and New Zealand. Rancher Carson Jorgensen from Mount Pleasant, Utah, told Tri-State Livestock News, JBS is coming after the lamb market to fill it with imports. Does your local grocery store carry more imported lamb than American? Check the label next time. Let's talk numbers. Before its collapse, MSR processed 360,000 lambs annually, with a capacity for twice that if demand existed, per industry reports. That's a lot of chops. Scientific research backs the quality angle. Studies from Colorado State University highlight that lambs raised on Colorado's arid rangelands yield tender, flavorful meat prized by chefs nationwide. Yet, with MSR gone, ranchers faced a glut of 350,000 unprocessed lamb. Prices tanked. Some couldn't even give lambs away. Economically, sheep account for less than 1% of U.S. livestock receipts, per the USDA's Economic Research Service. But in states like Colorado, third largest sheep producer, the ripple effect was seismic. How would you feel if your livelihood hinged on one processing factory? Now, hear from the ground. Brad Boner, a Wyoming rancher and cooperative president, shared the heartbreak with the fence post. We tried to sell to someone who'd keep it for lamb, but JBS wouldn't provide wastewater services to a competitor. That left 200 workers jobless, though JBS offered them a chance to reapply and ranchers scrambling. Meanwhile, in Brush, Colorado, hope flickered. The Raftopoulos and Harper families opened Colorado lamb processors in 2020, aiming for 2,000 lambs daily. Owner Spence Rule said, "We're not replacing MSR. We're saving what's left." Ever visited a sheep farm or processing factory? What stories linger there? cost stings. Carson Jorgensen, a sixth-generation rancher, faced 3,500 lambs with nowhere to go. Sheep ranchers are panicking, he said. My family's done this since Norway. Across 15 states, producers felt the squeeze as feedlots hit capacity and prices hovered at 90 cents per pound, far below the $1.50 needed to break even. Official social info from the American Sheep Industry Association paints a grim picture. Imports soared as domestic capacity shrank. Compare that to Superior Farms, America's top lamb processor, which runs plants in Denver and Dixon, California, handling more lambs combined than MSR ever did. Why do you think we lean so hard on imports when our ranchers are right here? But it's not all doom. Colorado Lamb Processors offers a lifeline, and experts like Bonnie Brown of the Colorado Wool Growers see potential. A new state-of-the-art processing factory hasn't been built in 30 years, she told Ag Information Network. It's a game changer. Research backs this local processing boosts economic resilience, cutting transport costs, think $50 per ton of lamb shipped, and emissions, about 0.5 tons CO2 per ton shipped, per EPA estimates. Ranchers rallied Congress, even writing Vice President Pence in 2020, begging for antitrust action against JBS. That fight for survival isn't just theirs, it's ours too. Did you know your lamb chop could spark a political showdown? So, where do we go from here? MSR's tale is a wake-up call. American lamb raised on our soil, not oceans away, needs us. Next time you grill, ask, where's this from? Buy local if you can. Every pound keeps a ranch alive. Share this story if it hits home. What's your take? Can we revive our sheep industry, or is the processing factory saga just the beginning of the end? Drop your thoughts below. I'm all ears.
Asian carp have invaded U.S. rivers, threatening native fish and causing millions in ecological damage. But this crisis has become a billion-dollar industry featured in many farming documentaries. Beside food factories now process these fish into fillets, fish meal, pet food, and fertilizers. With strong demand, especially in China. One factory alone handles thousands of pounds daily, using advanced technology to maximize efficiency. Fishermen, once overwhelmed by the carp problem, now see opportunity. As one puts it, these fish are everywhere, but now they're worth catching. By turning an environmental threat into profit, the U.S. is controlling carp populations while fueling a growing industry. According to official records, Asian carp were introduced into U.S. waters in the 1970s to control algae on fish farms. But they quickly escaped and spread unchecked. Underwater footage shows their dominance, competing with native fish for food and space. Footage captured in farming documentaries has highlighted their rapid invasion of major waterways, turning them into carp-filled ecosystems. In fact, carp have no natural predators, and their explosive reproductive rates have caused their populations to skyrocket, causing millions in economic damage. As one ecologist explained, these fish reproduce rapidly, compete with native species, and have no natural predators here. They now threaten biodiversity and fisheries across the country, making their control a major challenge. American fishermen are turning the Asian carp crisis into a major business opportunity, transforming an environmental disaster into a profitable industry. Each year, commercial fishing operations remove over 20 million pounds of Asian carp from U.S. waterways, helping control their exploding population. Large nets pull in massive hauls, and specialized refrigerated trucks transport the fish to processing plants, where workers efficiently sort and prepare them for production. With demand rising, especially from China, where over 500 metric tons of carp are imported annually, these fish are no longer just a burden, but a valuable resource. Domestically, growing awareness of their high-protein, low-fat benefits is creating new markets. As one plant owner said in our farming documentary, "We're not just removing pests, we're creating jobs and producing sustainable food." By harvesting Asian carp, American farmers and processors are restoring balance to waterways while building a multi-billion-dollar industry. Inside one of the largest Asian carp processing plants in the U.S., efficiency and sustainability drive the operation. Every day, this facility processes over 1,000,000 pounds of carp, transforming them into valuable products. Workers in protective gear monitor conveyor belts as fish move through automated filleting machines. which can process up to 40 fish per minute. High-speed footage captures the precision of meat separation, packaging, and the conversion of carp into fillets, fish meal, and even oil for supplements. Every part of the fish is used for food, the bones for fertilizer, and even the oil for supplements, explains the plant manager. Standing beside the filleting machine, he emphasizes, "We make the most of every fish. Nothing goes to waste." As today's farming documentary reveals, this state-of-the-art facility is turning an invasive species into a billion-dollar industry, while supporting both local jobs and global markets. While many Americans are unfamiliar with Asian carp as a food source, the global market, especially China, sees it as a valuable commodity. China imports over 500 metric tons of Asian carp annually, fueling a market worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Domestic interest is also rising, with U.S. research from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, showing increased demand for sustainable, affordable seafood. Asian carp is a high-protein, low-fat fish that is perfect for our market, says the Chinese seafood distributor. Watching farming documentaries, studies indicate that Asian carp contain over 60% lean protein, making it an excellent alternative to traditional fish species. We are exploring new ways to incorporate carp into processed foods and dietary supplements, explains a food scientist. With cutting-edge processing techniques and shifting consumer preferences, Asian carp could transform from an invasive threat into a multi-billion-dollar sustainable protein source for Western markets. Buffaloes hold a deeply symbolic and practical role in cultures around the world, representing strength, resilience, and a vital source of sustenance. In India, buffaloes are integral to both dairy and meat production, with their milk used for daily consumption and their meat valued in many regional cuisines. Particularly given the cultural and religious sensitivity surrounding cattle. In Southeast Asia, buffaloes are revered for their immense strength and are crucial to traditional farming, where they assist with plowing fields and irrigation. In Western countries, buffalo milk is highly prized for its richness, especially in the production of authentic mozzarella cheese. Countries like Pakistan and the Philippines also rely on buffaloes, not just for their economic contributions through milk, meat, and labor, but as cultural symbols representing tradition and heritage. This widespread reliance on buffaloes highlights their significant role in both the local food systems and cultural identities of diverse communities across Asia, Africa, and beyond. Transporting buffalo to food factories is a process that blends tradition with precision, serving as a vital link between cultures and the flavors they cherish. The buffalo selected for transport must meet stringent criteria, typically weighing over 1,500 pounds and displaying excellent health. These criteria ensure that only the strongest and healthiest animals, capable of producing premium meat, are chosen for processing. Before transportation, the buffalo undergo thorough veterinary checks to confirm they are disease-free and fit for processing. They are then carefully loaded into sanitized vehicles equipped with non-slip floors, ensuring their safety and comfort during transit. The vehicles are designed with ample space and proper ventilation to minimize stress on the animals. By maintaining high standards in both animal welfare and hygiene during transport, the process safeguards the quality and integrity of the buffalo. Ensuring they arrive at the food factory in optimal condition for the next stages of processing. During the pre-processing stage at the food factory, buffaloes undergo comprehensive health and hygiene checks to ensure compliance with stringent food safety standards for cattle processing. Veterinary experts meticulously examine each animal for signs of illness or infection, confirming they are disease-free and meet USDA or equivalent health standards, including freedom from conditions like tuberculosis and brucellosis. After passing this health inspection, each buffalo is thoroughly washed and sanitized to eliminate contaminants. Reducing bacterial risks such as E. coli or salmonella. Once sanitized, buffaloes are tagged and numbered, a critical step that enables traceability throughout the processing line. This tagging system records essential data, including age, weight, and grade, which aids the food factory in maintaining consistency and quality control in final products. These pre-processing steps, aligned with strict regulatory hygiene and food safety protocols, are essential for delivering safe, high-quality meat to consumers. After pre-processing, the buffaloes are transported to the Maraba frozen foods factory, one of India's largest and most advanced buffalo meat processing facilities, specializing in halal-certified products. This state-of-the-food factory is known for its efficiency and precision, exporting high-quality buffalo meat to numerous countries worldwide. Once inside, the buffalo carcasses are carefully sectioned by skilled butchers and automated cutting machines. High-value cuts such as the loin, ribs, and tender cuts are separated from the rest of the meat. The food factory also processes the larger, denser bones characteristic of buffalo, which are used in the production of broths, stocks, and other byproducts. Each cut of meat is thoroughly examined for quality, inspected for safety, and graded according to its tenderness, fat content, and overall quality. This detailed process ensures that only the finest buffalo meat moves forward to the next stages of processing, guaranteeing a premium product for both local and international markets. After processing at the food factory, buffalo meat is stored in temperature-controlled environments to ensure it remains fresh and safe for consumption. The meat is kept at temperatures between 34 degrees and 39 degrees, which helps slow bacterial growth and prevent spoilage, preserving its tenderness and flavor. Food factory workers handle the meat with care during storage, taking extra precautions to avoid bruising or crushing, which could negatively affect the meat's quality. The meat is stored in large cold rooms organized by cut and grade, allowing for easy access and tracking. When it's time for distribution, the buffalo meat is packaged according to rigorous food safety and sanitation standards. Each package is properly sealed to maintain hygiene, clearly labeled with essential information, and traceable back to the original source. This careful process guarantees that only safe, high-quality buffalo meat reaches the market, meeting both regulatory and consumer expectations. The journey to discover this special animal that has both cultural and economic and nutritional value has ended. Please subscribe to Trending Farm and share with us the aspects that you are interested in about agriculture and food factories around the world. Goodbye and see you again in our next adventures.